Do you have any idea what their defense is going to be, given the fact that the judge is basically taking away their defense?
Am I the only person in the world talking about attacking the timeline, attacking the timeline, attacking the timeline, attacking the timeline?
Do you have any idea what their defense is going to be, given the fact that the judge is basically taking away their defense?
Taking away their defense.
Like, am I in crazy? 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 Like, am I in crazy?
Challenge the timeline of the murders.
Talking about attacking the timeline.
What's the strategy today? Winning.
Whose motherfucking hair is that?
What's the strategy today? Winning.
The consensus has been challenge the timeline of the murders. Challenge the timeline of the murders.
What's up? How we doing? Welcome to rmproductions. Oh my god. How's everybody feeling? Got my notifications turned on. It's only 7:44. We're getting started early tonight. Let's see. Judge Jessica, woman, Dory. Let's go. I've been teased. Sports did it again. Hi, everyone. I will be listening. Thanks for being here. Dang it, I missed it. I went over to be on Nick's live. I have to go back and watch. Left wanting. Glad I put it on my TV since the time changed. Set for live chat. Like and subscribe. Make sure you are not in top chat. Top chat check. Put yourself in all messages. Brad sounds like he's so done with this case. I didn't get that sense at all, Rochelle, but I respect that. I'm so interested to hear everyone's individual perceptions and takeaways from that. Very, very different than Andy, which they both have repeatedly said, you know, they're like yin and yang. Hey, me passenger. Chief Police Lamar. Hi, Lindsay. Good to see you. Hey, Keith. Is that the Delphi chief that lied in the search warrant? Sure is. Hello, Free Ricky, baby. Brad left me breathless. Yeah, you're not fucking kidding. Excuse me. Can't wait. Love y'all. Hey, Truth Seeker. Oh, Nick was streaming about Lamar. Interesting. I'll have to watch that later. Yeah, Courtney Yellow Jacket sent us that a couple of the filings or the orders that Judge Hawkins issued a couple of days ago, and then I saw somebody sent me the Fox 59 or one of the main local stations was reporting on it. Wow. Oh yeah, Rochelle, I totally agree with this. He seems like a get to the point kind of guy, for sure. Hi, V. Lafayette, interesting. River Lady, will definitely do that. Hey, Post-Punk Mama. Hi, Regina. Hi, Ange in chat. I'm sorry. I had my TV volume turned up because Brad was quiet and I just jumped. I'm so sorry. Should have done like a quiet, like an alarm in the morning, like a slow build. Maybe some wind chimes. Hi, Mary Flynn. Post-Punk Mama is making chocolate chip cookies. That sounds awesome. I just ate a blueberry muffin. It was okay. It wasn't as good as chocolate chip cookie probably. To our queen. Hi, Steve. Thank you so much. Glad you're here, Steve. And Angel and Double. Oops, I lost my place. Hi, Barbies. Great after seeing that sexy ass Brad. Look, we have gotten shit. We've been getting shit for probably the better part of a year now for sexualizing the defense daddies, to which I say, Can you blame us? Like, let's be real. I love your look, Ange. I think I own that sweater and those earrings and that necklace. Girl, twins. Twins. Sunflower soul. Hey, y'all. Oh, fuck, I'm in top chat. Let's talk about that safekeeping order, eh? I can't wait to talk about it. My head almost flew off my body every time because, granted, this is a niche issue. Not everybody cares. Like, I was like, yeah, Brad is speaking my language. Crime scene, witnesses, investigation, Odinism. Interesting to me for sure, not my forte. I want to fuck up the DOC. That's my forte. I want to use lawfare and fuck up the DOC. And that's really where I thrive. So safekeeping, I'm all over that. And every time I had to hear someone talk about a safekeeping hearing, what do I always say, y'all? What do I always say? There never was a fucking safekeeping hearing. He's just not as emo. He is ready for round 2. Hey, Heather Brown. Welcome. Me, passenger 33. Brad is the boss. For sure. Delphi cops lying? What the heck? Brad didn't care like the others did about talking shit about Gull. No, I think that she's afraid of Brad. I honestly don't believe her main beef is with Andy. I think that Andy's just like a convenient, because he's emotional and kind, right? I'm not saying Brad's not kind, but Andy puts forth he just oozes compassion and goodness and kindness, right? He's like softer edges, perhaps. And I think that Judge Gold probably sees him as an easy target because kind people are seen as easy targets by crazy fucking narcissists. So, hi, Judy Northern Johnson. Woman struggled to understand the words coming out of his mouth. You had to kind of do one of these, or like don't look directly at him, looking like we learned, look in one of the.
It's like the sun, you don't want to directly look at it.
Like an eclipse, you have to see.
Yeah. And they only happen every so often. A gentleman such as the supreme gentleman, Brad ROZZI.
Supreme for sure. I like this. Oksana said, Andy's the soul, Brad is the muscle, Ajay is the heart. Hello, Source. Hello, Depths in Space. I'm just saying hi to our fam. Hi, hippie chick. BGOG. KO. He didn't bother to get a search warrant and then lied about it on the stand. Judge was not amused. Like Nate Lamar, yeah. Yeah, fuck him. Brad is probably very good with Excel spreadsheets. Hi, True Great Crime. Hey, everyone. JT, I got some pants the other day that says, these are my cranky pants. I'm ready for a groundswell. LOL. Perfect. Bunny says, Lord have mercy. Yeah, you ain't kidding. Hi, Mar. My mom was so sad when the stream ended tonight. She looked up and said, where did Roxy go?
Dude, my grandma was like, well, how are you on the screen and over here?
Yeah, right? You're
Grandma,
like,
that's
my
Bradley
doppelganger.
ROZZI.
You silly thing. That's my doppelganger, Grandma.
Then I kicked the freaking waterbed and she jostled about.
She jostled about. Truthy Seeker says, Ange, I'm with you. Let's get the DOC. Let's fucking go. My mom is watching the press conference after the sentencing for the first time. God bless Gritty's mom. Good luck, Gritty's mama. I missed Defense Diaries. We'll watch here and catch up on theirs later. Cool. Hi. I'm honored. Hi, Coventia. Sopery. Hi, Sweets. Lisa.
How the fuck did you know what that said?
What do you mean? Coventina? Coventina?
Oh my
Cochina?
God, like a fancy drink.
Good cochina. I love Andy. Blue looks amazing on you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I wear 3 colors.
Costco blue.
Costco blue. This is actually from Costco.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I looked at the SKU.
Figures. He's happy to be done. Oh, wait, I read that one already. I like the diversity they have on the team, for sure. This is something about correctional industry staff director. Oh, was he talking? I'm glad I'm not the only one that, enjoyed that. Someone in the other chat told me that Gull is an Eastern Star. Is that true?
What the fuck does that even mean?
It's like isn't it like a female, like the woman sect of like a mace, like a woman's mason, whatever the equivalent is, right?
Let me see. Chat GPT. Okay, here we go. A woman, like woman doing a Eastern Star, women can become members of the Order of the Eastern Star, the OES, if they meet the following criteria. They must be at least 18 years old. They must have a qualifying relationship with a master mason, such as being a wife, daughter, sister, mother, or widow. They must be a good moral character. They must be a slime ball evil hag that is... Okay, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. But anyway, she does.
I mean, why? So who does she know that's a thingy?
What do you mean? No, you must be in a qualifying relationship.
Who's she in a relationship with that falls into that category?
The devil, maybe?
Oh, that's true. Lucifer himself or herself,
Yeah,
whatever.
Lucifer. The Luciferians. Being a wife, daughter, sister, mother, or widow.
Widow?
A widow.
I'm a widow.
Is she still married? I feel like okay.
She's got a short little husband, which is fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, Angela.
Oh, he's short, huh?
I don't know if he's short or if she's just very tall.
She's tall. Is her husband the guy that the emergency management guy?
No comment.
Oh.
They do look alike though. Lamar probably trained Holman. Cranks. Hi, Marissa. I'm gonna scroll down to the bottom. Oops.
I don't think Lamar's been in policing as long as Holman.
No. Sean
Can't
Bianchi.
refute DNA. Okay, go ahead. Sean Bianchi, you can't refute DNA and you can't refute phone data.
Sorry.
Rick wasn't there at home sleeping on the couch when Kathy came home. Yeah, like if you're sleeping on the couch, man, like let's say Kathy comes home at 5 o'clock and dude's passed out on the couch, the laundry's not going, and like, you know, the garage isn't wet from like cleaning himself off and the shower's not wet. Like, what the fuck? Like, the dude was passed the fuck out.
Right. Correct. Accurate. Ariel. Hi, Ariel. Coventina, DB. Andy's my
Coventina.
favorite.
Very well.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Don Jones. Hello and greetings to all. Women Freemasons. We do have Judy Northern Johnson, who is Crank Bay, love of our life, just said that she is a member of Eastern, so maybe she could tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, Punky. Could you put up? Stop clicking.
I thought she ate her.
That would check out for sure, dude.
Why are my eyes burning? They're like watering like crazy, but it's like my tears are burning my skin. Somebody diagnose me. Where's woman doing a crubbin? Woman doing a chaos. Tell me why my face is burning.
Woman doing a healthcare.
Oh, it's probably because Brad ROZZI is so fucking hot. That's probably why my eyes are burning.
No, I think it's hives.
It could be hives too. Hives from the hotness. You have to be a bitch on the bench. Good moral character, so debunked.
Yep.
I left a message at your office, Brad Rozzo. Brad Rozzo.
Oh,
hi, Montana Gal.
Really? Mm-hmm.
Good to see you. I lean more towards Andy and Jennifer. Man, I get it. Every team needs a Brad, though. I'm just going to say it. We may be onto something. Who in their right mind? Imagine them. Nope, not going to do that, Shell.
To be a short show. If you know what I'm saying. My bad.
Montana Gal. Rozzi's hot.
Anybody want the link?
Deebs.
Yeah.
No. Must be able to find random loose tips in file drawers.
Damn, Eastern Star guided by the Northern Star.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Psych. Wi-Fi. That tie. You guys are pretty cool. Thanks for all you do. You guys are pretty cool.
It's all about you guys.
Yeah, it is. I'm a 66-year-old man, and even I think Brad Rozzie's hot. Can't deny it.
Same, and I'm older.
Do you think that the pro-prosecution people sit and chat and talk about how hot Nick is? Probably. Yeah. I don't know
That's their
where they
guy.
would. It's their dude. I know some due process gang baddies that have had a conversation about a Nick McClelland. Can't say I ever have, but I know some people I respect have thought that Nick McClelland could be a good deposit into the spank bank. I'm just repeating what I've been told. I just called Rozzie's office and left a voicemail, me breathing heavily into the phone, nothing else. Just kidding. All right. Recap. Unpack. Key takeaway. Go. First thing that comes to your mind. Brad Rozzie interview.
Well, Brad Rozzie interview, I think him dispelling the rumors that his wife shops for him was big. Really just honestly just made me feel kind of poor about myself that one man could put so many good fits together without assistance. And I'm over here.
Right. You need all the assistance.
Yep. I got AI vision. I use Google Lens to look at my outfits sometimes. So maybe that's what the issue is.
Yeah. Could be. Brad Rozzie rises up close.
Yep. Impressive. Also that he was still married to his high school sweetheart, which actually really checks out for me because Brad Rozzie seems like a guy with convictions, He probably was like, I like you. Let's get married. Next thing.
Yeah.
He just seems like
is tactical is the word they use. If you need a Andy called him tactical. He is he is a legal when it comes to writing motions. I would say he's a verbal assassin when it comes to just like the there's no fat on that that
jawline.
On that, yeah. Oh, that too. I was gonna say
there's no fat on that jawline.
There's no fat on that jawline. There's no fat on that steak, beef, meat, pork. There's no fat. Whatever he wants, for real. I love it though. Probably because that's like the way that I like when I work for somebody. If I don't have clear fucking parameters, forget it. I'm a disaster. I need a robot to tell me what to do, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, you need someone to order you around.
I need to be ordered around by Brad Rozzie, basically, is what I need. Pretty much. Brad also does charity work for special needs children, shows great character.
Yeah, I found his charity and like the amount of work that they do.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm talking about his charity over here, not his lawn.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Montana's talking about beefcakes. Go ahead. Charity.
It's like a special needs / accessible hunting game program where they sponsor youth that would otherwise not be able to participate in special hunts. And for people that have a family that have been generational hunters and to have, some kind of accessibility issue where you can't do that, I think that's probably an incredible experience for people that, have struggled their lives to feel normal when everyone in their family has the, the rite of passage of hunting. So we need to get Bob and Allie
to bring on Max Baker.
Do a bug. I got it.
Max Baker is coming up here. If you hear this, Max Baker.
On your lap?
Yeah, he's. I'm just saying. I don't think that the Defense Diaries could handle Max B. Baby Daddy, Defense Daddy. What were you gonna say?
Am I hard to hear?
Yes.
I need to turn it up.
Yes.
Hello? Does this sound better?
So much better. Oh my god.
Perfect.
Yeah, are we okay, y'all? What's going on? Are we okay? What were you gonna say, DB? This poor chat.
Oh god. Oh, what was your big takeaway?
Man.
not shit, dude.
No, I'm thinking. I'm doing a due diligence.
What was your favorite hand pose that he did?
I like this one.
You like that one?
I did a lot of these. I like this one, and I like that. I like these. And these is power pose. You know.
Yeah,
What's
that's.
your favorite pose? Do you do this one, DB?
I
Do you do
that
this
one.
in a meeting?
Yeah, but I also do the all 5 fingertips touching each other. No, on each hand. Very pinky to you.
To be fair,
That is a very Italian little. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
okay, so you do it all 5.
Yep.
Oh, I hate that. Don't do that ever. If you ever did that in front of me, I would immediately tune everything that you set out. Just
You
like
think
this.
that, but it's actually channeling your frustration, and you
Wow,
start to become
it would
frustrated.
It probably worked for me, actually. Come to think of it.
Indeed, yeah, Brian Kohlberger style. Exactly, psycho cunt.
There's so much thirst in this chat. Okay, now let's talk about the actual interview. I'm sorry. Okay. I liked hearing his. Oh, I can tell you what I wanted to like bang my fist on the table about. And
Would
I
you
said
just say it already, dude?
Oh my god, I'm trying. Thank you. You're right. So
Then go ahead.
they don't buy into conspiracy. Like, I'm not about a conspiracy theory. I'm not about a conspiracy theory. I'm not about a conspiracy theory. Motherfucker, maybe you should start being about a conspiracy theory, because everything that we said was going to happen happened. And you're like, oh, by the time when she kicked us off, then we were like, maybe there's something going on here.
Okay, yeah, I completely agree, actually. And what's really interesting about the personalities of an appellate attorney is they're much more conspiracy theory oriented, because you don't get to reverse a fucking court decision by not seeing something altogether as a unit working towards wrongful conviction. So I think that the conspiracy minded folks are going to be coming in. I think the way that Brad has communicated his style seems like it would be really good for, like he said, a domestic case or an assault case or whatever types of other big felony cases that he works. That style may work really well, but I think for an appellate attorney, you kind of got to be a conspiracy theorist.
Right. Well, especially when the outcome makes no sense. When you have a factually innocent client, the evidence put forth by the state was left much to be desired, and the outcome makes no sense. I feel like you need to start looking at outside the parameters of just like what's obvious on the surface, and that's fine. That's fine, because he did see it in the end, and that's what matters. And the fact that they filed that I like that he said, I never file something that I don't like, that's not like my whole, like, that I am not entirely invested in and like totally behind. And people gave Andy so much shit for the Franks memo. That they have very much been a team. They do things together. And I want to see the first draft. The first memo is probably like a fucking the Odyssey or something. Yes, exactly. No, I really enjoyed listening to him. I'm thinking back to like attorneys I've worked for. Yeah, I like him. I'm a fan. And I mean that in the most appropriate, respectful way. I'm a big fan of Brad ROZZI and his style of litigation. Is it litigation if it's criminal? No. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And this is exactly how I feel sometimes, Shell, when she's not calling me out. She's making really good points. I don't know what people think conspiracy theory means. And my conspiracy theory is that they've done that on purpose with QAnon, etc., so that people engage with conspiracy theories. Yeah, it's like there's all kinds of issues out there that at one point were considered conspiracy theories that end up becoming a legitimate thing. I think one of the most legitimate things ever was probably when the CIA was turning the frogs gay. There's evidence about that. There's evidence behind the frogs being gay. I'm just kidding. Probably the most notable one is like agent saboteurs during the Cold War and major political uprisings that were conspiracy theories that have been later proven. The MLK letters were conspiracy theories for a long time, and those things were proven to be true. And I think that it is. They attach that to some crazy shit to try to give it a negative connotation, but in a legal sense, conspire, I don't know what the Latin term actually is, but my understanding is that actually means to breathe, like everyone is breathing in together, and in the same time, it's some say to whisper, like to create a plan together. And the idea of breathing is like you're breathing in concert with somebody else. You're not explicitly even saying it. You're not whispering it to each other. But at the end of the day, you're all conspiring towards, an outcome that you are not going to be forthright about.
And here's the thing that well, and also I'm glad that he talked about the initial meeting with Rick. The fact that from the day one, they had zero like private privileged access to their client, and him talking about how, they're 4 feet away from him. And he's like, and they're not listening. Like, not to say that they care what we have to say. Your shit has been getting leaked by state actors for months. I think they care what y'all have to say. That's the only thing I can understand. Because I've been there. When I first started messing around with Indiana, particularly Carroll County, I kind of gave people the benefit of the doubt to just behave somewhat above board, at least like somewhat reasonable humans. But I very quickly found that that's just like not, we are dealing with an entirely different beast here. I don't entirely know what it is, but it's different. There's something different about this place or these people. And I don't even know who it is. It could be 2 people. It could be 5 people. It could be 1 person. But somebody has a vested interest in a particular outcome. And when you have a vested interest in a particular outcome and there's no other possible outcome that you will accept, like when you're desperate, you do crazy shit. That's just a fact. So I don't think that means that's not a conspiracy. I mean, maybe it's a conspiracy, but like the definition of a conspiracy is literally 2 or more people working in tandem, more often than not involving like illicit action, like through illicit or whatever, untoward means or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's really not, but being labeled a conspiracy theorist is a really good way to discredit a person. We see it all the time. I'm thinking of like 4 or 5 very loud, we'll just call them like creators, or all they talk about are conspiracy theories. Doug Carter, conspiracy theories. Nick McClellan, conspiracy theories. Jerry Holman, conspiracy theories. No, motherfuckers, you guys are conspiring to do shit. That's all it is.
Right.
Anyway.
No, I completely agree. So what I was thinking about was this word is derived from the Latin conspirare, which is composed of con, together, and spirare, which means to breathe. This literally means to breathe together. In a historical connotated a group of people secretly plotting or working in harmony towards a common goal, often unlawful or deceitful. So yeah, I mean,
damn, I was pretty close.
Damn close.
Yeah, damn close.
So yeah, I think there's definitely some of that going on, and when you think about the lengths that Holman was going to go to try to get charges for something that the prosecutor probably told him that wasn't a fucking crime, it's just really weird. He did say Johnson County though, not Franklin County. I wonder why he went to Johnson County for the charges and not Franklin County.
Well, so there's an affidavit and then there's the charges. So it's for some reason Mitch got something notarized or signed or something in one of the counties, and then the other county prosecuted him. And I don't know if it has to do with like where he lives versus where the crime took place. You know what I'm saying?
Where did he get prosecuted out of?
I don't remember. I just remember there were two different counties, and Courtney and I early on, we were like, why are there, like, what's going on? You know, I think it's in one of the OA, like the record of the OA, all of that shit. But I don't know. I never quite figured it out.
Oh, is he saying that his office is in Franklin? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Indiana girl. I always thought he said Franklin County. The courthouse is in Franklin. That makes sense. What Franklin. The fuck?
Look how smart everybody is in here. I mean, we didn't get God. Special prosecutors from Johnson County. Fortson was in Hamilton. Okay, so there was like a 3 or 4 county involvement, and yet somehow Jerry Holman decided that he was the best person to take on the investigation. Okay,
dude, that is one of the things that really turned me off in the beginning. Looking at some of the discourse around that was like, guys, send any fucking buddy else.
Why would
anybody else?
Yeah.
Send Ben Rector, damn near killed her. Like fucking A, dude. Send fucking Barney Fife. You know, like that guy. He
wanted it. He insisted.
Well, it doesn't even seem like yeah, of course he wanted it and he insisted, but like it seemed like he just fucking drove down there and was like doing it. Like didn't even consider whether or not he was going to be allowed to or not. He just took off.
I think this is important too. So I like that when he went back and talked about, I remember I said this early on. I've been saying this for months. No, but really, this is like my fucking jam. Early on, when we were looking at the documents, when they were first released in like June, they released that buttload of documents. And I remember going through the emergency safekeeping thing, and they were like, oh, they're just doing this because he's just now making confessions. And so they're saying that, he's crazy because he got the discovery. He just turned crazy overnight. And I'm like, no, for them to file an emergency motion like this, clearly like, and they outline it in there. Like we have noticed since December, basically his conditions were bad. We noticed starting in January, his deteriorating physical and mental health condition or psychological condition. And early February, he said late January or early February, we arranged to have him moved. So this was all going on. It's not that they waited and that they were like, I said they probably didn't want to step on any toes. And you heard Andy and Brad both said they have really good relationships with police, with prosecutors, with other attorneys. Like they have good relationships. They're professionals with like untarnished reputations before this. And they probably had no idea. What?
What?
Oh,
was it making noises?
Yeah, you were going.
Oh no, sorry, I was adjusting.
You were doing a chuckle. Mm-hmm.
No, I was adjusting my headset.
Yeah. Anyway, all of that to say, they were having these offline conversations and phone calls and emails because that's what you do when you're a professional attorney working with other attorneys in the court system. Like you're not doing shady shit behind the scenes, and you're making arrangements above board. And whatever happened, I don't know. Something happened, and actually, to be fair to him, it was like April. He said when they all of a sudden said that they wouldn't move him because of transport, but they were transporting him farther with him being in DOC. That's when they were like, something's going on, you know? No shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do see that Gritty's in here. I want to ask Gritty if she heard about that meeting. Or that hearing was about the plea, and then all of a sudden Gritty's sunglass situation comes out.
Mm-hmm.
They got the media trying to get a hold of Gritty to talk about her sunglasses.
Yeah,
they thought they were going to get a plea. They get screamed at, and then all of a sudden there's this new spectacle that everyone's paying attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's strange. I guess Liggett was probably pretty upset that he decided, or that Brad ROZZI was not ambushable.
Isn't it interesting? Sorry.
No, go ahead. I could use a question.
Ambushable. Ambushable, like at that closed door hearing, like over a couple months ago, you mean? The plea deal hearing?
Yeah. I think they knew Andy was going to be out. It seemed like they changed what was going to happen with that hearing at the last second. I know that it was supposed to have a public portion, and then all of a sudden Andy's not there. He's at another hearing for another case he's working, and you have a bunch of really irritated police officers. Liggett screaming at people. And you have, Shane Evans practicing. And everyone was saying Shane Evans was practicing being a judge.
Yeah, he was in the next room just like talking to himself.
Just fucking hitting that gavel, dude.
How do I get this to stop happening, Deebs?
I don't fucking know. Get a new computer.
I'm working on it. Yeah, and you know what? It makes a lot more sense now, Liggett coming out, because he's generally like, Liggett is not like a hothead, at least not publicly, outwardly. Like Holman's the hothead, Liggett's the one who's like, oh, I don't know. Except at that hearing, he came into the courtroom, he was like, everybody shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
There's no hearing. So he was mad. I remember being like, what's he so pissed about? They wanted their plea deal hearing.
Yep.
That's what they're pissed about. They wanted their plea deal. That's all.
And they believed it, dude. They believed Walla.
And stupid idiots. That's what they deserve.
Dude, they fucking believed Walla. You feel me?
Yeah.
They were like, yo, that chick said that he was trying to that he wanted a plea. That's just the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Oh,
the
for sure.
client wants to plea. You want to know how fast these two dudes would have fucking been like, okay, cool. If this dude said a plea. Like,
yeah.
They're great attorneys. They're great dudes. I inspire myself to be more like these two dudes. They're very fucking.
I aspire for you to be more like them too. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Let me do self-defecation, a defecation. So, like, but they're employee or they're business people too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you really think they believed her? I believe that the state believed Wanda. Yeah, like the police and Harshman and Holman or whoever the fuck. And Gull was probably like, well, let's just see. Yeah.
Much like me, when anybody says anything that's like remotely positive for Ricky, I'm like, fucking, yep, dude, that's exactly how it happened. These dudes will do the same thing, but for their own shit.
And maybe we're wrong about that. I just can't imagine them like they had to believe that if they went so far as to like schedule a hearing about it. I think that they were just inclined to believe it.
Yeah, they needed it.
You don't think it was all planned? No, I do think it was all planned. I think that they believed that Rick was saying those things. Like at the end of the day, I do believe that the state, at least at some point, or at least a couple of them believe that Rick Allen did this,
You didn't Clark and Clevin.
Okay.
Okay, so Covatina, what do you mean? Because I feel like I took your question a different way. So you don't think it was all planned? Like, are you saying that we don't think they didn't believe Walla said that? They didn't believe that Walla was correct in saying that Rick said that his attorneys wouldn't let him plead guilty, but that whole having this plea hearing was planned? Am I picking that up wrong, folks? So does that mean all the YouTubers for 6 months were saying that he wanted to plea, but his attorneys wouldn't let him once again knew about something while claimed? Things that make you go, oh. I mean, it's not exactly a fucking hot take. These fucking idiots. That's like kind of a drum beat that they were after. It's like, attorneys are bad. Rick did it. Like, it's a pretty basic thing to get to from what they have in front of them and like what they like to talk about. But it does seem like it's just right at that tipping point of too specific.
Jody said 2 to 3 weeks for the initial hearing transcript to be ready.
When?
2 to 3 today. Tammy says she said that today. Tammy's word is good though. Tammy's word is as good as gold.
Oh, I
Tammy's
didn't
word
know it was Tammy. I did. All you had to say was Tammy said it. And
I didn't. Yeah, no, she just said it here. Shell says, "Are you sanding your computer your microphone, DB?"
oh, I'm sorry. I was sending a 3D print.
I thought you were.
I was filing.
Shell says, "Did you see the sleuth person video thumbnail? It was on recommend." The Rick Allen.
I collect those.
DB does collect them. He has a folder of them. Judge Jessica, I wanted to know. So Judge Jessica said something in the chat earlier about the conundrum of the Snapchat photo, and she said she had a theory, and I wanted to know what it is. And then I was looking at the Snapchat booklet, and it said that there's a cloud storage on Snapchat called Memories. You can click a photo from Memories and put it on your story. Interesting. So maybe that photo was taken another day. Oh.
Yeah, I remember Memories. I used to send, pictures from 3 years ago to chicks on Snapchat.
Oh yeah, you were like, look at me doing a sport.
Yep.
Yeah.
The high school football quarterback.
Before you, never mind. I have heard Baldwin Rosie is being threatened. I don't know if that. I think Andy was talking about being threatened directly by somebody specific that was then allowed to come into the trial and sit in the front row of the court.
From Canada. Canadian guy.
Oh, so it wouldn't show on your cache or camera roll because it would just be in your memories, but it wouldn't be on the Snapchat cache either then?
No, it would be in the server. It would
Did
be on
they
the server
check the
side.
server? Did they check
Nope.
the Snapchat server?
No,
They never checked?
because they didn't do a Snapchat warrant, did they? Where's the Snapchat
Not that
warrant?
we've ever heard. We've never heard about a Snapchat warrant.
Ain't that something?
How long would that be retained, that data? 4 years?
I would say that, it could retain forever if they did a preservation letter.
Memories aren't available to law enforcement? Really?
Bullshit.
Wow. They'd have to get a warrant, a subpoena? A subpoena
Probably a
DPT
search
code?
warrant for that one.
Search warrant. I don't know the fucking difference. You've explained it to me so many times, and you've done a great job explaining it to me, by the way.
That's really nice.
Yeah, I don't know the difference. I still don't know though.
I had a resin 3D printer for a long time, and if you can't tell by how I talk, I didn't vent it good enough, and I didn't have a lot of resin. So
Poor guy. You guys are very patient with poor Deebs. They didn't investigate. That's a good point. That's what their law enforcement booklet says, that they don't. Can you send that, Judgy?
Oh, you talking about the public shit?
I'll DM it to you. Yes, thank you.
Give it to me, dude. I can even read.
So, look. So Walla wrote the shit, and the cops believed it, or they planned it all together. See, this is where the intentionality versus just kind of multiple. Like, I believe that Walla is entirely motivated by her own self-interest and fulfillment and self-importance, and her need for attention, her need to be important, her need to be Dr. Clarice Starling from Hannibal Lecter from Silence of the Lambs. She sees herself in a very particular light, and she's very self-important, in my opinion. So I don't believe that she would even need to be incentivized by anybody to embellish or even fabricate something that Rick told her. I could see her being the kind of person to do it entirely on her own. However, when you look at somebody like that in an environment with somebody vulnerable, when there's like multiple incentives at play, I could see there be multiple things kind of pushing Walla towards doing something fucked. But maybe Walla thought that she really hurt. You know what I'm saying? You start to believe your own bullshit. That's why when it comes to like intentionality, intent versus impact, I don't give a fuck what your intent is, what your intention is. You know what I mean? If you violate your code of ethics and violate patient confidentiality, and if you're doing shady shit, I don't really give a shit what your intention is. The outcome is you convict an innocent man and you almost kill him. I don't really give a fuck what your intention was. The outcome is the same, and you need to be held accountable, and that wrong needs to be righted. I don't really care who did what or who. Like I used to need to know and need to figure it out. Don't give a fuck.
It's like impossible to know now at this point. It's just
It is. There's too many fucking stuff. And like, it was actually really, I believe that Andy maybe gives people the benefit of the doubt a little too often. And I can relate to that. I know there's, I can't say that that's something that I don't do. You want to believe the best in people, especially people that you know and care about and trust, or at one time trusted. And people are fallible, right? Not everything is motivated by malice.
Not me.
It was, well, unless you're DB. So it was helpful for me last night to hear Andy's perspective on Mitch Westerman, even though I don't agree. And I think I have my own, questions still I'd like to ask Mr. Westerman. It is what it is. I don't believe that situation really is more complicated, at least that part of it, right? The leak is a different story. I believe there was more than one. But the Mitch Westerman and the photos and, that source of that leak, I think it could be as simple as Mitch wanted to prove something to a friend or whatever, and that friend wanted to prove something to another friend, and unfortunately the person that he sent to that, he sent photos to a psychopath. But I don't really know what I'm trying to say. I think my point is I don't think that there has to be an underlying like malicious intention. I think that it can be just people being messy, people being selfish or self-interested, not really thinking of like the long-term implications of the things that we do. And then you get a few select really, really fucking bad dudes in there that do have their own kind of, like Harshman, when we've talked about Harshman before, even on this channel, but like certainly you and I, Harshman is so detestable. Like he's easy to like, he's so unserious, but like he's detestable. He's like we've called him he's a voyeur. He's sitting there watching this dude in his private moments, watching hundreds of hours of this man surveilling him like a fucking creepy, perverted voyeur. And that was his
listening to his mom.
Yeah, listening to his mom, listening to
Janice.
Right. And Andy was like, you're watching a man literally deteriorate. His Yellow talks about it's like the disintegration of your identity, your personality, your physical body. Like Rick disintegrated before his eyes. He watched it every day. And yet he still like, what is that? What has to be wrong with somebody to watch that? Like the courtroom couldn't even handle it. Brad said, he was like, yeah, this is so true. Am I cutting out for everybody?
No, not me.
Okay. He was like, yeah. And they were like, okay, I think we've seen enough. Yeah, because you want to fucking look at it. Imagine watching this for a year and still being like, we can still get more out of him. We can still get more out of him. You're sick, sir. You need intervention. You probably need
thugs out there.
I fucking hate that man.
I love that guy too. But he did a carnival SWAT takedown of some kids that were lost, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So also, I think there's been some really good stuff here that I wanted to get to. Was Walla in place before Rick was sent there? Just wondering. There's this comment here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, Jenny, something that I think is peculiar early on was that they were, even though Rozzy says they weren't that adamant, how did he get in Westville? How do they choose Westville? Well, as we know, a lot of these jails had traveling teams that would go around, and you had a psychologist, a doctor, or maybe a psychiatrist. But Westville had a dedicated, contracted centurion psychologist. And in Indiana, there's an exemption to privilege for facts that relate to a homicide being told to a psychologist. And you got to think, like, if you're at the jail and you're just like seeing a traveling team of different psychologists that are filling in, maybe you're not building that much of a relationship up with them. Maybe you're not, getting to know them, not having prolonged conversations, but him being seen by the same person over this course of months, it's just a very curious thing for there to be this relationship with a psychologist. And then, actually never even fucking mattered because they just were just allowed to say that their client told them whatever because, Dr. Marmon, he's not a psychologist. Well, his wife's a state trooper too, so.
I'm muted. Sleuthy says he repeated a lot of things over and over, meaning Rick, but he didn't repeat the van comment outside of the presence of Lala that one time. I wonder why. It's a good question. All I want is to see a picture of Jerry with the fucking biscuit sandwich. Oh, okay. Here you go. Thank you so much, Crypto. Mm-hmm. Are you doing it?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Wait,
there it
hold
is.
on.
Biscuit
Ask and you
sandwich.
shall receive here, There it is. We don't have a close-up, but it says, does it actually say ham on it?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't know.
It either says ham or hammy.
Oh, okay, cool.
He loves pigs. That's why I think somebody in the chat said he was a carnivore. I fucking love this.
There's Bobby. Bobby. There's me and Rosie and Rosie's brother. I'm in the back cat. Why does that make you laugh so much? Because it's so unhinged?
Dude, it's so funny. Yeah, it's perfect.
It's so unhinged. I know. What's this?
Just a message I got from my friend Andy.
Love that. What is this? Oh, Holman doing a wine. Okay. Anyway, I want to hear from the chat. Yellow, DB doesn't make us content or merch anymore. That ship has sailed. I have to make my own. And
You literally just showed shit that I fucking uploaded.
I know. Wait here. Here's a new one. I love. I actually want.
I just dropped that one the other day.
I know. But I really want it.
I think people
would
wear
actually.
it,
Yeah, I would actually wear it. What is he carrying? That's a ham sandwich.
Yep. And about 50 pounds that he doesn't need.
50 pounds is very generous of you, DB.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Turning over a new leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, dude, why are they not harder on Diener?
They're not hard enough on anybody.
I totally agree with that, but why? Like, I guess maybe because they didn't interact with them.
I have to remind myself that at the end of the day, they are still part of they're attorneys. Just because they're defense attorneys doesn't mean that.
Bob.
Yeah, I don't think Bob's hard enough on anybody either.
I'm just saying, if Bob's an attorney.
Except for me. Just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. I'm only halfway through the live recap from last night, so maybe y'all covered it, but have we figured out how Rozzy got on the case? Yes.
He's hot.
Yeah, we definitely talk about it. Actually, I talk about it. No,
we don't know. Okay, remember, this is what I was saying in chat. How did who called Rosie? Was it Amy Carrascos, the state public defender?
Stacy
Aaliyah?
Yeah, because remember, no.
Stacey Aaliyah told Rosie about.
No. Let me go back. I remember because so Rosie said that he had a good working relationship with Nick McClelland prior to this, and that he has worked with Nick McClelland prior to this. So that leads me to believe that Rosie has, at one point or another, and maybe that's because Nick is probably also part of this public defender. Like they were both public defenders at one time, or at
Rosie
least
was a public.
no, I mean part of the public defender,
Okay.
whatever it is. You know what I mean? I don't know how it
The
works.
list.
But the list, the roster, the Rolodex, the dossier.
Oh my god.
But I want to say. Who the fuck was it? We figured this out earlier, I thought. I don't know, but it wasn't Diener. I remember, I mean, I know it wasn't Diener, like, specifically, personally, who chose Rosie.
Yeah, I just saw it. I just think that's just interesting that I want to know, because then it kind of seems like, say if it was Diener, was it, you think Rosie has a good relationship with Diener then? Because let's say Rosie is really highly respected by Diener as an attorney. What do you think the motivation for saying Rosie's our guy?
Maybe Diener knew something was awry, you know?
Maybe Diener was like, let's watch these guys get fucked up.
Like these corrupt motherfuckers, you mean?
Yeah, like these assholes. Like, you guys want to play all these games? I got somebody for you, a former DOC corrections officer turned defense gangster.
Totally defense gangster, spectrum-y, you know, neurotic type A legal assassin, basically. Yeah. Yeah, but here's my thing about that. Diener killed Rick Allen. Diener almost killed Rick.
100%.
So it's fine that they're giving him the benefit of the doubt. I believe this. He's pissed that they put him in a weird position. I love Mandy's. Diener is enemy number one for Mandy Bay. I love it.
Dude, absolutely.
I
And I respect that.
I love that. It's like my favorite villain story. But I don't know. We got to figure that out, though, because now it's going to bother me.
Yo, what up, Odd Structure?
Whomst?
Odd
hey, Odd Structure. Hey, good to see you.
You recognized the chick, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, and the name. And the name. I thought you said pod, like podcast. Benny and the Diener sores. The bloodlust was coming from cops. So Diener's bloodlust order that blames the... I always found it weird because he almost goes out of his way to preserve Rick's presumption of innocence. And what I mean by that, and it, again, doesn't matter what your intention is, the outcome is really what I'm paying attention to. So, like, whatever reason he had for doing what he did, don't fucking care. He is why Rick was convicted at the end of the day. Like, he had all of the power to put him into DOC, violate his constitutional rights, and he could have. By the way, if he knew shit was afoot, he could have done something about it. You're not. This is my thing. This is the same shit I feel about the fucking Kentucky case. These are not men in positions these are not men that yield no authority. These are the most powerful men in their society. If Diener had a problem with something that was going on, he had other options other than just like pussying out and then appointing a great attorney who he thought could clean up the mess. Like, no, fuck you. That's as bad as doing nothing. I don't give a fuck what he thought he was doing. I just have a really hard time with him. Ooh, I hate him.
It's fucking weird. I agree, but some context there that I want to work out in my head.
Well, you let me know when you work it out.
I'm going to work it out.
I'll work out. Diener is a giant pussy. Gold needs to be as far away from Rick's future legal proceedings as possible. Yeah, Gold prosecuted this case. Period. And I also feel like, and I'm like giving the attorneys a hard time for not giving the state actors a hard enough time, but also they have a direct appeal that they're trying to put forth. So I get it. I do. And I believe that their reasons for doing these interviews are probably layered, like everything, and that's fine. But
yeah, but you got to say that you respect Judge Gall's decision or whatever Andy said yesterday. He said that she was fair.
In one
He thought
instance.
she was fair. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
one
all it
instance.
takes is one instance to get beat over the head by some fuckwad that she hires, for the civil trial or for the appeal, the attorney general. Well, this guy, he made a public statement that he thought she was fair. Then you got to argue that you were talking about a specific thing.
Y'all, you gotta be direct in this chat. This is weird. I agree with you, crypto tax lawyer. Say more. What in particular? We're not because we're not going to direct appeals. We don't have to censor. As an attorney, a former defense attorney, this is fucking weird. Yeah, say more. I agree with you. Don't you get in trouble for bad talking judges? 100%.
No, I get that. Don't say anything. Don't say you respect her. Don't say
it's like it's like libretto. Yeah.
Oh my god,
it's like,
libretto, dude.
It's like him going.
My bad.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, just that shit he was saying about libretto. Which was he confused about who he was talking about?
Nope. And he's not the only one that has had pretty positive or neutral things to say about Scrummin and nothing good to say about libretto. He's not the only one.
Yeah,
that surprises me.
But that's surprising to me because of libretto's comments. But Scrummin, he's like a real buttoned up dude. Like he would never have done that interview that libretto did.
Right.
And he's the chief public defender, isn't he?
Libretto is.
Oh, okay.
Libretto's the bald one, and Scrummin's the one with the Scrummin is the one that we don't hear from ever. The one that people and Libretto's the one that was like, I don't think he had anything to do with this, but also he said Judge Gold was the right judge to preside over this.
And she's the best girl ever.
She's the best. She's my BFF, he said. And I think he called her mommy, actually. And then what's weird, too, is that, I just remembered this. Brad said that when he and Andy showed up on the 31st of October, had filed their private pro bono private appearances the night before, and the other two attorneys were there. They're just like, okay, well, whatever. And they're like, Judge Gold's late. And he's like, oh, it's almost like past the hour. And one of them, probably libretto, I can't remember which one he said actually, so never mind, was like, oh, she's running late. He said libretto.
And which was also something that was surprising to me, that because he said he'd never talked to Scrummin before.
I thought it was the other way around.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He said Scrummin he's happy, like he knows him from, but he said libretto, he's like, and then libretto, like, I don't know anything about that guy. And he had nothing to say about that. Yeah, libretto. Okay. But libretto is the one that's in Judge Gold's little pocket. So his interview with Barbara McDonald is weird.
100%. Dude, I get what everyone is saying. Take it the high road and all that, but like, you do not have to say she's fair.
No, I agree with that.
Don't even say anything about it.
This is what I care about too. So Yellow and I scream about this all the time. Everybody's thinking, oh, the Franks memo pissed them off. The Franks memo pissed them off. No, the December 2nd media release is what sealed their fate. That was before the gag order was even issued. And she literally said, this gag order is in response, like is literally, I'm issuing this because of the defense attorney's press release. That sealed their fate with her. Right or wrong, I think that was an overreaction on her part, but she fucking hated them forever, ever since that December 2nd media release was issued. Because then, Kat, November 2022 then, not December. Well, why are you saying? You think she hated them in November, but she appointed them in November. Whatever. Early on in the case, whenever that came out. Yeah, I agree with you, Kat. She hated them since December 2022 when they released their press release. And then she issued the gag order, and she's hated them ever since, in my opinion. She wasn't issuing rulings. She was ignoring them for months. The emergency safekeeping modification motion, I already did like an hour video unpacking all of that. Go watch it. I don't want to go over it again. She hated their guts. And she hated their guts before Franks was even a thing. So, yeah, the Franks probably pissed her off too, but she didn't fucking read it. It wasn't like she was personally offended by the Franks memo. DB, you can answer this one.
I want to find out how she got appointed. What if she volunteered herself? I've always wondered that. Same with Walla. Those of you who probably had, a job where you've been on a rotation, with a coworker. For me, I don't like working the barbacoa, so I'm more of a chicken guy. I like smashing the tortillas sometimes. So
You're more of a chicken guy? I feel like you would be like a red meat.
I'm alpha. So you can volunteer. You can be like, I'm up, I'm ready. And it may not, you could elbow your way in, you could nudge. So it's like, I wonder how much Walla, I wonder how much Gull, and I'm not saying those two people are related in any type of way, but like, did they try to be like, yo, let me in, dog?
Probably. The other thing that I realized, or not realized, somebody told me the other day, and I was like, oh, I feel like I knew that at one point and never registered. Doug Carter's brother was the literal commissioner for Indiana Department of Corrections. Right? Carter? His brother?
Yeah.
Okay. So Doug Carter's the superintendent of the state police, and his brother was the king of DOC for at least some time. All of my questions are answered now. Like, I don't have any questions as to who's pulling the strings and who... It goes to the top. Anyone who's saying it doesn't go to the top, yes, it does. It fucking does. How do you think they have so much access to DOC? Why do you think Doug Carter's so personally fucking upset? Why is the superintendent, who admittedly has never been a detective ever, so fucking obsessed and invested in this case? It's all about appearances and ego. They're weirdos.
Dude, he wanted the grandstand. That's that dude. He wanted to fucking do a riddle.
He's a riddler.
What better riddle could you do than being on, the dais during a double homicide in a small town with, 2 children?
We don't even lock our doors here, DB. We're just a small little community, a small little never say they're like a God-fearing community. They just they just imply, they all go to church. You really think
shucks.
Yeah, they're a no shucks community. You think that they really want to be known as the place that has a white supremacist, extremist, Odinist problem where they sacrifice little girls? That looks great for the superintendent of the state police. Get real. This has nothing to do with solving a crime. It has everything to do with covering up the fact that your state is fucked up. You got some fucking issues. That's how I feel. You're run by a bunch of fucking weirdo racist, white supremacist extremists, whatever the fuck. That's your problem, Doug Carter. You're the chief law enforcement officer in the state. Get your shit together. You have an extremism problem. Rosie has a long history of law enforcement. Yeah. Rosie doesn't have issues with cops.
Okay, so he was a fucking cop. He was a corrections officer. Like, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you guys are saying that you think that it went really bad then, like in November or after that press release. I would generally agree with that, but there was like one time I think there was a transcript reading of the safekeeping hearing, the due process hearing transcript, and I gotta say, like, Rosie was making a record, and like Gull tried to shut him down a couple times, and he was like, nah, like, you can keep asking me anything else, I'm going to keep going. Like
in June.
Yes.
Yeah. For sure.
And that up until then, like, there really wasn't that much movement in back and forth and like any of the filings. This is probably one of the earliest transcripts we have. And she just was pretty chill in the transcripts up until that point. And then
you just said we didn't have any.
Didn't have any what?
That was the first transcript that we have, right? Of her?
Oh, I mean, this transcript is fucking 260 pages. This is at the end. Yeah, like at the end of the transcripts,
Mm-hmm.
where he's trying to make a record
Mm-hmm.
and she's just not feeling it. Like she's just totally over it. And she says something about like, I'm very familiar with the way that pretrial detainees are supposed to be housed or something like that. And he's like, I don't think you are. And like from then, everything starts going downhill. And I think that what?
No, I just disagree.
You don't think everything went downhill from there?
No, I do think everything continued to go downhill, but I don't believe that that's when it started.
Well,
Why
I think
do you
it's.
because
I agree. I think she
Oh.
didn't like that shit either. That you're talking about, you know. But I think the cliff, like that, was a more notable cliff. Than for me, like I felt like that was a pretty big drop off. Like
Mm-hmm.
she just seems so fucking irritated with them.
Mm-hmm.
So
She was ignoring all of their emotions for months, all of them.
but yeah, she's a fucking I think she's a superior court judge in Fort Wayne. She's not a very productive judge.
No,
Like,
she's not.
you know, so and judging by what Andy said, like they didn't have shit. There wasn't shit going on. They were talking about the petition to let bail hearing, and then it sounded like she was okay with that.
Yeah.
And then Dick McCletus came in and started gaming that shit and trying to fuck with it. So I just feel like there really wasn't enough to go either way. And I think that probably, I think this has something to do with a little bit of it, at least more than what like the public narrative is about why she hates them. Most people say it's the Franks. A lot of people say she just fucking hates their faces. But so from that safekeeping hearing, and then her just like totally absolutely despising Baldwin. And I think that seeing how much character Brad had, it made her hate Brad.
Brad will. So if you, I know I'm saying the word narcissist. I don't mean that as a diagnosis. Somebody like Gull, who's just, I don't know, an impossible person, I'll just say. Just impossible. She's contemptuous, right? Objectively. Somebody like Gull, who has to be in charge. She is a control freak, a pathological control freak. And somebody like Andy, she despises. She thinks he's pathetic because she sees him as weak, even though he's not at all. She sees his compassion and his emotionality and he's like an artistic kind of creative person. Brilliant, intelligent, but he's that way. That's his style, his demeanor. She thinks he's pathetic. She doesn't respect him. She thinks his compassion and his authenticity is gross. Brad is the opposite end of the spectrum. Brad is not going to cower to her, and he will outwit and outsmart and outlaw her. And she can't bully him around. She can't boss him around. And like she thinks that she's gonna like be the peacock. No, he's gonna be the peacock. Like you're not gonna, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't care. Like he even said tonight, he was like, I don't have personal vendettas against bad cops. I just want them held accountable. Like I'm not sitting around ruminating, stewing about a bad cop. I'm not sitting around stewing about getting revenge against Judge Gull. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you're like, this is kind of like the Aspie kind of thing. Like if you're doing something wrong or something unlawful or something unfair, I don't take it personally, but like, we're going to get that shit corrected is kind of how I see him. And so she hates both of them. I just think that Rosie's more of a threat to her because she can't bully him around. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, she hates both of them. She hates both of them. She hates everybody. She hates herself is really the problem. Oh, here you go. Tammy said she hates her life and herself. Just look at her. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Yeah, I don't know how anyone could hate Andy. Honestly, he's lovely. And it sounds like most people actually don't. Like, if you hate Andy Baldwin, there's something wrong with you. You know what I mean?
It's more of a you thing.
Right. I can think of a couple people who hate Andy Baldwin. They all have shared characteristics, and they're all unwell. So, kids in the backseat. Hey, Jake Snyder. Good to see you. Anyway, I don't fucking know. I just know that she's biased and she's not impartial, and she also just sucks.
Okay, so here's a interesting point.
Mm-hmm.
So from the safekeeping hearing, the court, Mr. Rozzzi, you've raised your Sixth Amendment right. The council extends a privacy convenience. I don't think
She just skipped over the rudest part, though. She literally
What?
says it's about convenience. She's
right. Yeah. Right, which is fucking stupid. I think she may have she's seen like that because she's never been a public defender, so or a defense attorney, so she's seen that as just whining, when in reality it was really actually about convenience. Isn't necessarily about his time, but as somebody like him who wants to be mechanical and like a tactician, like he wants to get there, boom, 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 talk to his client, do his thing, and get out of there. So he brings up the 14th, Sixth Amendment. The court says, okay. He says, I've pled those in my pleadings. And she said, well, or before that, she says, you've argued that he's denied basic fundamental rights. Which specific fundamental rights is he being denied? He says, I don't think I said that he was being denied basic. I thought, she says, you did. But he says, well, the 5th, the 14th Amendment, the 5th, the 6th Amendment argument. I'm making with the court. She says, okay. So I pled those in my pleadings. She says, okay. Rozzi says very clearly, I think maybe I'm grouping those things together. The court says, okay, thank you. And then your citations, your authorities, you've cited the Second Circuit Court of Appeals, District Court in Massachusetts, some other courts. Do you have any Indiana law? And he says, no, I just offered up federal law. Okay, so you've provided me as just federal law. He says, yes. She says, you've not cited any state law?
Because there is none.
Yeah, he says, I think prevailing federal law. I think it's prevailing federal law. I do. She says, I have no problem with federal law, but you cited no Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals, which controls our circuit. And it just starts kind of going into a back and forth between them.
Right. Yeah. She doesn't like to be wrong. She can't be corrected, and she's wrong all the time. That's the problem. Somebody who can't stand to be wrong, but also can't stand to be corrected and is wrong all the time. It's like the worst combination. Gall cites the rules of a civil procedure.
Fuck yeah.
Also, there literally there is no Indiana law about that issue. And he did plead all of that in his pleadings. Here's the problem with Judge Gull. She doesn't fucking read. She doesn't fucking read even two-page motions. She's the laziest motherfucker that I have ever watched operate in an official, and not just any official capacity. This bitch has like hella authority, and she is a lazy fucking woman. She won't read, and then no wonder they're pissed off. DB, remember what Rick looked like in June 2023?
Mm-hmm. So cute.
Didn't have. You're so sick. You're sick. That didn't happen overnight. That was a slow burn. Okay. Brad had been bending over backwards trying to get that corrected, and she was ignoring him. I know. She was ignoring him. She was having ex parte communication with, I proved this shit last year. Judge Gull was communicating with DOC. The 3 fucking filings on the same day, filing the they had the medication hearing, the emergent medication hearing on the 14th. Nick filed his motion for her to wait until after the medication hearing. And then she also issued her order on safekeeping all at the same fucking time. They're all in cahoots. Fuck her. That's how I feel.
A conspiracy.
Literally. So who is she empowered to be? By the superintendent, probably, and the governor. The superintendent and the governor are butt buddies. They fucking touch butts all the time. Doug Carter and fucking, what's his name? Holcomb, who just murdered Joseph Corcoran last month. 2 fucking murderers. Great. Indiana, y'all are doing great. Really, really cool. Love it there. It's a fucking conspiracy. Anyway, all of that to say, is Gull friendly with Chief Justice Rush? I don't think that they like each other like on an interpersonal level, but like Justice Rush had something to do with Gull being appointed to this case, obviously, and Justice Rush didn't vote to remove her, so I don't know. Jake Snyder says, hey, now there are a few good people in Indiana. That's why I hate Indiana, Jake, because the good people that live in Indiana get fucked by Indiana. Makes me so fucking nervous. I tell all of our Indiana friends all the time, get out of there. You too, Jake Snyder. Just kidding. I know you can't. I know that's a ridiculous ask, but it does make me nervous. That place is crazy. Yeah, I don't know, Chelsea. Because, like, on one hand, I don't think that Loretta likes her very much. But on the other hand, yeah, she didn't vote to remove her, so. The judge that admonished Lamar was good. Yeah, Hawkins has been around a while. Although Hawkins, well, I don't know. Honestly, here's my takeaway. I don't know anything. I think it's really easy to paint people with, like, a wide brush, like good, bad, corrupt, not corrupt. Most people, when you get them one-on-one and you can, like, face them like humans one-on-one, they're reasonable. The problem is like the group dynamic or something. It's weird. No, I know there's good people in Indiana. That's why I get stressed out, because all the good people, our friends in Indiana, makes me nervous. We can FOIA ex parte communication from her. Let's do it. I don't know how to FOIA. I've only FOIA'd twice, and I was only successful once.
Dude, fucking our homegirl Lana just FOIA'd some shit on Idaho. She's badass.
So, FOIA some shit, DB. Do a FOIA.
Fuck no. If anyone in Indiana wants me to draft them FOIA letters, I will. And they're going to be damn good.
Draft me a FOIA letter.
You're not in Indiana.
So?
Well, the state of Indiana doesn't think so when it comes to that shit.
Fine.
The ARPA defines a person as a resident of Indiana. It's fucking stupid.
That's weird. Hi, Indy Cindy. Gull is super lenient with sentence of 2 years. I remember that. If you need help with FOIAs, hit me up. I have people. We need to FOIA a bunch of stuff.
Right, you do.
What should we FOIA, DB? Let's do a FOIA list. We want to FOIA all of the things from the trial. It'll never happen, though. It's an ongoing investigation.
What is your question? I didn't shadow ban you, if that's what you're asking.
I can't see all of the chats all the time. I really try to, but I miss them sometimes. Calling people conspiracy theorists was a tactic started by the CIA to discredit those who were onto the truth about certain events. Yeah, look at fucking Serpico. Serpico?
Mm-hmm.
Officer Serpico?
Serpico?
They thought he was a crazy nut.
Todd Click?
Todd Click? I don't know enough about Todd Click yet. I have no reason to doubt Todd Click. I don't know anything about Todd Click.
Hell of a neck. I'll say that.
He does have a good neck. Strong neck.
So did we figure out this Snapchat thing?
Do we need any of Andy's cases? Do we have any of Andy's cases? Yeah, I mean they're on like my case and stuff. You mean like what, like specific kinds?
What a dolly.
No, not down. Where can I see this neck? Oh no.
Todd click.
I thought that was a good interview. Do you think that of the 3 interviews that we saw, which one was your favorite, Deebs?
I mean, I got to go with the 4-hour-long Andy one, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a couple things we didn't know about. He actually wrote "fuck Jerry Holman" on a piece of paper and showed it. So those are all great things. But, you know, that's that dude.
Andy. I like Brad.
I can't even believe Jerry Holman can't see.
I can't even see. Cooking, trying to chat. If it's not working, go listening. Andy was great.
Y'all making some sketty out there?
Oh, I could go for some sketty. Maybe I'll make sketty. Yeah. I only had a muffin.
You're not making sketty.
Why? I could do sketty. I could do a sketty. It's like one of the things. You liked Brad over Andy, Ange? I think that I liked listening to Andy in terms of like feeling like the time flew by. That's unsettling. The time, there you go, flew by, and it was super like he's just, yeah, I loved it. The thing about Brad that I liked is because I see the issues that Brad was tasked with just by like the way that things worked out. I see the issues that Brad was tackling to be the most critical ones right now for Rick. That's kind of where I stand, if that makes sense. So I think that those very particular critical issues require like a tactical approach. So I appreciate it. And does that make sense?
Yeah,
Brad,
me and my non-binary alpha male over here was just enjoying some Brad ROZZI biscotti talk.
We love that for you, DB. We love your non-binary.
Dude, you guys say liberals here.
Where?
Up here, watch. Look, here he is.
What the fuck, bro? I thought you got kidnapped. We thought you got kidnapped by the government. Good to see you, my friend.
Welcome
yeah, they
back.
are like the most perfect combination of personalities. They're just very yin and yang. That's how I feel. They're perfect. And I like when they talk about each other because they're both like equal parts complimentary and like just totally appreciative and like reverent. And then also just like Andy fucking talks a lot. Like Brad's a fucking emotionless robot. It's just funny. It just makes me laugh. He referred to it as a marriage. He's like with any marriage, Brad did. It made me laugh. He's funny.
Yeah, they all are. Sometimes.
I know. They're hilarious.
Will you stop blowing?
No. Stop.
Whole chat going, dude.
All of us are just thirsting for real. Their friendship is so endearing. It really is.
Thank you.
Brad realized the chances of winning against the likes of Gull was not happening. So, it might have been Chelsea. No, it was Crimson. I don't know who it was. Someone earlier was like the fact that both of them felt strongly enough about like just knowing that like Andy's not a confrontational person. He doesn't like to push buttons. Brad is not a conspiracy oriented person. And yet they've together in tandem filed that Frank's memo. They have not abandoned a single thing in it. I mean, how much time did they spend on the hearings before trial over the summer talking about their third party evidence? Like, They believe it. They're not just like pushing a thing. And the fact that the anti-conspiracy theory dude fully, with his full chest put that forth. I mean, I feel like that says something.
No, 100%. I totally agree.
Couldn't get past Rosie looking like my grandpa. Nice.
Damn, let's see some picture of Grandpa. Crypto tax lawyer is going to do some digging.
I love that.
Crypto tax lawyer, I got to say, I'm really disappointed that some of the lawyers that follow this case, especially currently, I'm going to say this a nice way, currently practicing lawyers, because I get it. If maybe some law tubers don't have like a Westlaw account right now, it's very expensive, but like, yo, find us some cases, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Send them out.
Mm-hmm.
Go into Westlaw, quotation mark, Bradley Rozzzi, quotation mark, enter, pull the drop down, Carroll County, enter, go to fucking Judge Gall's docket and go look at reversals. Like, there's software out there that we do not have access to. It's not fucking Pacer. You can't just go get shit. Like, the research that needs to be done with some of this shit is like gonna take, an $8,000 a month or an $8,000 a year. Ariel, are you kidding me, Ariel? You can do that and you haven't?
Ariel's our legal. Ariel like always answers all the questions.
Well, I know, but like, I get you can find 3 of Brad Rozzi's cases with Google, with the free plans of like Westlaw or FindLaw and stuff like that. But like, who has a fucking Westlaw account that they can find every case they've done in the last 5 years or something like that? You know what I mean? Like, can people go and find motions in limine? And this is more of a pretrial thing that was frustrating me. It's like, go find all of fucking Judge Gall's, like in the last couple of years, good motion and limines. But state trial court opinions are hit or miss. Dude, they fucking are for real. But I think just having more case law to look at, more examples, even if it's not, thank you. I'm glad you're currently employed at a place that has some of that research material available.
So it sounds like, DB, this is a specific ask, a specific request of anybody here who does have access to these $8,000 a week programs that DB is $8,000 a day. You have to sell your home and your family, but it's worth it because we get to look.
Yeah, I already sold them for fucking internet capabilities in Cyprus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and your 3D printer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I stole that, but yeah.
Yeah. So anybody who has access to such programs or search, databases, etc., hit up DB on the Twitter or on the wherever. Just hit him up.
Yeah. So right now, Westlaw costs $1,200 a month.
That sounds right.
3D print me a family. I'll 3D print you something. A fucking muzzle, dude.
I don't know where you're going with that. Muzzle's not great. Could be worse. Could be worse.
Oh, it could be way worse. Trust me.
Oh my God, DB, your file names are incredible.
What did I name that one?
Testy.
I wouldn't name it that. That's so true, dude. I was looking for that one clip that I made that I was telling people about that my good friend Andy Baldwin mentioned.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
For it now.
It's about Abby and Libby, their families, and this community, this nation, and even our planet.
What? Our planet? Why is he roping in the planet?
Oh no.
Press
How
it,
do I read that?
click it again, dude.
Oh, okay. Oops, that's not it. Where? He said, I like to put all 5 fingers together.
Oh, I'll
5
do that shit.
fingertips together. Like this.
Roping in the planet. They're always roping in the planet.
The planet? What? The
He's always,
planet?
he just loves speaking to the planet, you know, as a whole.
The planet. Richard Allen knew.
Richard Allen knew.
He knew.
Knew what? The fucking punch out procedure at CVS for hourly employees? Like,
Dude, Mark Lehman,
dude, Fox, man.
he fucks. And so does Stacy, obviously. Sally says, I'll FOIA for you. Just let me know. We can FOIA all the things and get all the denials. LOL. Perfect.
For real. Like,
Let's prioritize. What should we FOIA first?
well, I already know. I'll always FOIA, like, try to FOIA some stuff, and Nick literally responded and just said that it's an open, ongoing investigation.
Yeah, but did she FOIL it to the prosecutor's office?
No, it's just the sheriff's department and the prosecutor's office.
Yeah, you gotta go, like, I'm trying to think. What about ISP?
I mean, yeah, you could also do that, but if Nick is saying that's an open investigation, and he got that from the sheriff's department, told Nick, and then Nick responded with that, I can only, like, the ISP is going to do the same thing.
Sheriff's Department, I don't think, has ever actually honored a FOIA request. So it's not surprising. Right. Yeah. So why does it exist? This is my thing. Why do these things exist?
Look, Britt, fucking do something, bro.
Bro.
I don't care. I'm going to criticize him.
Okay,
You're
that's
a
fair.
fucking piece of shit, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Like,
here you go, DB.
There's a couple good decisions, and like we hang our hat on them, like, fuck yeah, dude, like, really showed them. But it's like the most egregious shit of all time that he's ruled in favor of the people requesting the information. And like some of the shit he says in these decisions, like the ones where he's upholding the decision of the state to not release information post-trial because of an ongoing investigation, and that he can't determine whether or not they're being truthful if there's an ongoing investigation because it's outside of his purview and that's up to law enforcement to decide. Like, we're not getting shit.
Is that a Burger Bitch decision or a different one? Burger
No.
Chef. It was just a different one.
Yeah, it was like a newspaper.
Oh.
Yeah, Cat knows.
Sure, this is a Wendy's. I'm cold.
Not colder than Warden Gallipo.
That's true. He has lizard blood. What's his beef? What's wrong with that guy? Lizard?
Just lizard, dude.
True.
You know, somebody one time told me there was a real connection to LaPorte County, and he was the warden in LaPorte County at that juvenile facility for a very long time. Doug Carter, LaPorte County, long time LaPorte County Sheriff's Deputy.
Yeah, true.
Major Pat Cicero. What?
No, I'm just doing a active listen, but I didn't mute myself while I did it.
Oh, sorry, I could hear you in my headphones.
Because I didn't mute. It's not. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mute.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So, thanks.
Carter's a problem.
All-time problem.
What do retired Indiana State Police superintendents do when they retire? Do they still shine buttons?
I mean, that guy wears his uniform more than anyone I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I'm pretty sure he wears it to shower, and like, he probably wears it like when he goes to, like, I don't know,
Pizza King?
Yeah, he wears it to Pizza King. He wears his
Absolutely.
car wash to wash his car. You know, it's like
He took a bath one time with it.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm gonna pull a late night tonight, DB.
Yeah.
I wish I had more to say about. You know what I did like? Does he still get to fly in the helicopter? I do feel like. Hi, Christina Jarvis. Good to see you, friend.
Who's that?
DB, you got your ass fucking wrecked in the Defense Diaries chat.
What do you mean?
You were getting wrenched left and right. What were you doing?
I don't know. That's
Being
okay.
sassy? Were you doing a sass?
I actually don't think I was particularly sassy in comparison to some other stuff I've said and done.
That's fair.
I thought it was very mild. But hey, no worries.
Yeah. Interesting. What else was I gonna say? I was gonna say
Andrea
something.
just tweeted, Andy is awesome. Just being in a room with him is like being wrapped in a warm blanket by the fire with a cup of hot chocolate that someone loves. You put extra marshmallows in.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
That's so lame. I love it. It's not wrong. Oh, you were trolling. Okay, got it.
No, I'm not. It's real.
Carter has uniform pajamas.
Oh my fucking god, he do.
Don't ever leave again, USA Lib. I don't know where you've been.
He was in Susan
Don't let it
Jewish chat.
Don't let me find out. Don't let me find out. If you need to go rest, we understand, girl. Y'all are so understanding. Doug Carter sleeps in a cop carpet or a helicopter bed. I love Andrea. She's the best. What's this? Fox 59. Oh, is that about the interview?
Yeah, it's about that guy.
Nate Lamar.
Cop. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I added 2 packets of hot chocolate. Nice.
Ooh, there was a retirement party for Douglas McCarter.
Yeah, I was there. I hid under the tablecloth.
I do see you here under the table.
I did a peek up. Oh, yeah. I was stealing I did like a, anyway. A onesie? Lamar the Liar. I just sent you both an email with case law pertaining to open records. You should get on that TV. I tried to link, but I'm too dumb. You're not dumb.
Who said that?
How dare you? Indy Cindy.
Oh gosh.
They had a retirement party at the community hall. Nice.
Yeah,
Lots
he's a
of
real
quotes on
community
share
hall type of guy. Lots of what?
Lots
There
of
was a lot of coke.
Judge Jessica. God. She's so funny. It looked like a funeral luncheon program. Okay, go ahead. Oh my God. Why do they all look so unwell and like feverish? Sorry, go ahead.
Are
these guys made of glass?
Why do they look like they're like
has been lifted. What have you been waiting for?
Fuck you, Russ.
to say in public that you couldn't say outside the courtroom?
It's rough right now because we want to remain on Rick's case, and we're really nervous. You know, the state has been the law enforcement
doing a bully onto us,
particularly Doug Carter and Holman have been going out and saying a lot of, what I would say absurd things, and we weren't. I particularly was kind of advocating, and I think we were all in agreement that perhaps we would not even do any media. That was a consideration until those guys came out and started saying all this stuff. So it's very difficult for us to talk and even answer that question is difficult. It's nerve-wracking because of the way that things have been handled in the past in terms of trying to get us off the case and that kind of stuff. We're kind of peering into the future and concerned that anything we're going to say is going to be used later on.
Well, I'd like to address, there's a lot of commentary out in...
Was this shot of him necessary?
Well, I'd like to...
Used later on.
Well, I'd like to address, there's a lot of
What the
commentary
fuck?
out in social media
Just a
and
nice
news that
5-degree
how
head turn.
upsetting it was to people that the defense came up with a wild Odinist theme. That did not come from the defense. Brad and Andy did not make that up. That came from the U.S. Marshals Behavioral Analysis Unit. That came from the FBI. There was some validation from a Purdue professor. This all came from the state. This was released in Discovery thanks to Todd Click. But these aren't things we made up. These are law enforcement theories that they inexplicably did not follow up on.
Get your fucking face out of there, Russ McQuaid. Like, no one wants to see your glassy, wax-figured face. I'm going to sue you for copyright infringement.
Oh, I thought.
I'm taking you to court. Just kidding. Is that it? Is that the whole clip?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I found. Everybody go follow Luke, dude.
I can't fucking stand Russ McQuaid. I can't fucking stand that.
Motherfucking Dick McQuaidus.
Can't stand him. He's so fake.
Yep.
This was one of the most professional down the middle defense teams I've seen. I actually agree with that. It's insane how malign they've been. It's ridiculous.
Excuse me.
Bless you. Russ McQuaid was making fun of Rick while waiting in line for trial. Yeah, he's a piece of shit loser nobody. He also got pissed at Courtney one time walking out of the courtroom. She like made a really fucking cute comment about like, I forget what it was. It was like an offhand comment. And she's like, oh, well, you got to get on Twitter. That's where all the news is. Like in a joking way. He's like, I'm not on Twitter. And he like stormed out. It's like, we're aware, Russ. We know you're not on Twitter. Who is this? Ella says, who is this fuck knuckle? Fuck knuckle. Funny. Loser ham face. Him and Emily Longnecker laughing at him. Yeah, fuck them. Prick. I don't know anything about anything. I just cuss a lot. I just do a lot of cusses. What are you doing, DB? I can see what you're looking at. Mr. Luigi? Are you about to do a Luigi?
Why are you looking at what I'm looking at?
Oh God. This fucking
refusal to release more information is actually impeding the investigation because people are feeling very frustrated.
I love this clip.
So I guess I'm giving you a chance to sort of respond to that.
We have to protect the integrity of the investigation and to protect the family. The family doesn't want us to release the details of this.
They don't.
No, absolutely not. Would you?
Well, I think at this point, after 2 years where there's been no movement on the case, if I were a family member, I would ask law enforcement to release more information because
and they have.
I fucking love it, dude. Oh, they have. Well, you just said, would you want it? Isn't it great, guys? Hey, this is you?
DB, I sent you something, just saying.
On what?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. You're just going to have to find it.
That's other dumb shit you just sent me in Discord DM fucking ruined the rest of my night, so.
That's not very nice. Yeah, that's true. USA Lib. Look at his face, woman's face. He's like,
my bad.
I can't stand him. No, it's okay. I don't want to look at it again. More videos. About what? What video should we look at? I'm so tired. I thought I'd be like, yeah, BRAD ROZZI, let's fucking go. I'm so tired. I don't feel very good. What's wrong with me? Is it because I fell down the stairs? Yeah, I like this. I'm going to call everybody a fuck knuckle. She's interviews or go to bed. What did Judge Jesse tweet? DB does a scroll like I do an iPad. Beat the fuck out of
You guys hear my scroll wheel?
Are you kidding? Are you joking? It's the loudest thing I've ever heard in my life. Time to do a rest. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. On that note.
But they couldn't release much because they had so little real evidence. Tobe's face turns it. Was that necessary? Was it kind? Was it true? Was it necessary? No, never apologize for emailing us dumb shit. Because first of all, it's probably not dumb. And second of all, there's nobody on the planet that loves and appreciates dumb shit like we all do. Keep it coming. I will absolutely consume it. Driving my misophonia nuts. DB loves to do an abandon. So I'm sorry about that, y'all. Did you show the Tobe clip? No, he stopped it, Jerome. I was making tacos. I had to take an important phone call out of the loop. Was that Rosie? I remember seeing that interview. That was Hannah Shakespeare and Jerome Holman. Weird guy. Weird guy. I enjoyed the interview this evening. I don't think that there's a way that I can actually clip out the middle of a YouTube clip, because if I do, then we lose the live chat. And the live chat is the best part of the lives. You know, y'all are fucking funny. So then I'm just gonna make it, post again. And whatever. Why is his name Jerome? I'm not really sure because his name is Jerry, which is short for nothing, right? Jerry, I think it's just Jerry. Which actually means that she's our cousin, because DB and I are cousins. Geraldo. Yeah, that was an infinite scroll wheel. Show the Tobe clip. I don't have it. I'll tweet it though. I will acquire it for you. Judge Jessica posted a link. Here's the problem. My tech guy left me in the middle of a sentence. He did an Irish goodbye, because if I'm like, oh, I'm going to leave soon, he's like, okay, bye. And he has to leave first, because that's just how he operates. So odd gate. I like this. Odd gate. This isn't the Rotary Club. We don't need to ask that question. Tobe clip. Oh, okay. I'll pull it up. Judgy is my hero. I do want to talk about Kentucky again, but we have so much Delphi stuff to talk about. So
You about to go?
hello. Maybe. Why?
Big news.
What?
I guess there's a fire in California.
Oh, I hope everybody's okay.
Dude, for real.
Aren't you in California?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, I figured. You're fighting the fires.
Yeah, I'm here this week.
I pulled up Judge Jessica's Twitter. Oh God, it's so funny. Oh my God. Okay, let me find it. Where is it? Judgy, you just sent it. Now I can't find it. Or is it in replies? It's probably in replies.
Have you guys heard my scroll wheel before today?
Mm-mm. There it
It's
is.
because I turned my mic all the way the fuck up.
Wait, here's Jerry. Is Tobin here too?
That's the fat guy.
Where's Tobe? I can't click on the link. How do I find it, Judgy? How do I find it? I wonder who I blocked. DB, can you do it?
Yeah,
I
your
know
type is in 18770.
I don't want to type it in. How do I do it? Got it. We got it. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Oh.
Thank you, sir.
Was involved in Liberty's life?
Perceived it that way.
Do you know if she was involved in Liberty's life?
To the best of my knowledge, no. Do you know her background?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
What does her background have to do with being a loving mother? She was Snapchatting with Liberty hours before Liberty left for the Monon High Bridge. So she was very much involved in her daughter's life. So the statement that she had nothing to do with her daughter and it all fell on the guardianship, it's just not accurate.
I guess a lot of the information that we had received was from Mike and Becky as far as that relationship, and based upon obviously legal documentation that we had seen as well.
So you took Mike and Becky at their word and did
plus
not.
the legal documentation that we have. Yes.
Okay. Well, I have to say I think that's unfortunate because it's the mother of Liberty.
Sure. Perceived it that way.
Where did that come from? Like what is he talking about?
So he's talking about, I believe Hannah kind of confronted him about the fact that they never, they perpetually, continuously fail to even notify Carrie of press conferences, new, updates, whatever. She always had to find out about it like from like a second, third hand person, and she was never like included as like a member of the family. And I believe that Hannah was like, "What's up with that, bro? What the fuck?" And he was like, her literally, yeah, her background is, I don't know. I would argue that Libby was living in the home with somebody whose background is 10 times fucking worse than Carrie Timmons. So whatever.
Like so he's talking about criminal background?
Who fucking knows? She doesn't have a single violent offense. She doesn't sound like she has some lengthy drug history. She has a couple little things that she was actively addressing. Like, get the fuck out of here. And by the way, having a substance use problem, a drug problem, doesn't necessarily speak to your parenting. So the fact that it never speaks to your character, in my opinion. I mean, for the most part, but the fact that like, it's just ridiculous. And court documents, you mean the court documents that Becky Patty filed and did so basically unlawfully? Not, why Carrie Timmons is still and will forever be Libby's mother? Because they couldn't terminate her parental rights and they couldn't remove her from Carrie's custody and care because there was no fucking legal basis for doing so. So just because you file shit in court doesn't mean anything fucking happened. She was still her legal mother. Just because they went around her all the time and shoved her and elbowed her out of things doesn't mean shit. I mean, it has nothing to do with anything. They were literally in the middle of court proceedings when Libby died. It's very sad.
And again, I wouldn't be on here but for the fact that you're already out there on these podcasts that you're on doing this stuff. Okay. I wouldn't even be talking about any of this. All right. So as Jack Reacher, the movie, said, remember, you wanted this. Okay. Well, that's what's happening right now. Okay. And again, I wouldn't be on here but for the fact that you're already out.
Last chance to walk away.
Are you kidding? It's 5 against 1. Are you done this before?
It's getting late. Remember, you wanted this.
That was
You're
good.
welcome, Andy. I'm glad you appreciated my artwork, you know?
That was worth the wait, DB. That was really good. I appreciated that. That was awesome. Shell says, this looks like a terrible.
It is a terrible movie, but it's actually like kind of good.
All right. I'm going to Irish goodbye, Deebs. I should have told him. I always do that. One time, one day, I will leave this live. This live before Deebs. Okay, love you. Bye.